Welcome to The Deep Dive, the podcast where we sweat the small stuff so you don't have to. From real stories to expert advice, we're here to uncover everything about hyperhidrosis and empower you to take control. Ready to dive into the world of sweat and solutions? Let's make a splash.
All right. So, we're going to dive into something today maybe you wouldn't expect. We're talking high heels.
Okay.
Specifically how to rock them even when, maybe your feet get a little sweaty.
Oh yeah.
And I know it sounds kind of niche, but we all want to feel that confidence, that comfort.
Yeah.
When we're strutting our stuff, right?
It's so important. And actually what we're going to be talking about today can really be applied to way more than just footwear.
I think that's a great point.
It's about like taking control
right
of a situation that, can feel sometimes a little awkward.
Totally. And our guide for this deep dive is actually a YouTube video from Hyperhidrosis Awareness Kenya.
Interesting.
Which is it's a great source.
Yeah.
Because it's like a masterclass in like practical tips from someone who really, really understands this struggle,
It's great that, you have someone who's been there and has like really practical solutions.
Yes.
It's so helpful,
Yeah. So first things first, the video tackles something called plantar hyperhidrosis.
Okay.
Which basically, just means excessive sweating of the feet.
Oh.
Now, before you think, oh, that's not me, I think we can all relate to having maybe a sweaty feet situation at some point, right?
Absolutely. It's a completely normal physiological response.
Totally.
But yeah, for some people, it goes beyond that occasional sweaty situation.
It does. Okay, so this is where these hacks come in.
Okay.
The first one is all about shoe structure.
Okay.
And I'll admit, I used to think this was just about like a style choice,
Right.
Like open toe versus closed toe.
Yeah.
This is cute. This is cuter. But this video really opened my eyes.
Really? How so?
Because turns out shoe structure plays a huge role in managing sweat.
Interesting.
Like imagine you're building a house with no ventilation. Things are going to get stuffy pretty quick.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Makes sense.
So open toes, cutouts, things like that, they're not just trendy.
Right.
They're actually
functional.
Functional, yes.
Yeah.
They're helping air circulation.
Smart.
Which keeps your feet cool and dry.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But here's the thing. I love a good stiletto.
Sure.
But those don't always come in like the most breathable styles.
Right. Yeah. It's a trade-off, right?
It is.
You have to balance,
I do.
Style versus like the practicality of the ventilation, maybe.
Right.
Like those super chic pumps are great for like a short event.
It's true.
But if you're going to be on your feet all day, maybe something with more airflow would be the smarter choice.
Yeah. It's all about choosing the right tool for the job, right?
Right.
So ventilation, check.
Check.
Let's talk about this secret weapon that the video revealed, insoles. All right.
So, I'll be honest. I used to think insoles were just for like a little extra cushioning.
Yeah. They can definitely do that.
Yeah.
But there's so many different types out there designed specifically for sweat management.
Okay. So tell me more.
So there are things like silicone insoles, which are great for support.
Right.
They create this kind of snug fit so your foot doesn't slide around.
Okay.
Almost like a little hug for your feet.
Ah.
And then silicone tends to be more moisture resistant.
Oh, that's great.
So that's good too.
So that's like building a good foundation.
Yes, exactly. And then, you have liners.
Okay.
Which are usually made from moisture wicking fabric.
I've heard that term moisture wicking thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
But what does it actually mean?
It's actually pretty straightforward.
Okay.
It just means that the fabric is designed to like pull the sweat away from your skin and spread it out so it can evaporate more quickly. So it's almost like a like a
tiny little
magnet.
Like sweat magnets.
Okay.
Tiny little sweat magnets in there.
That's amazing.
And then what's great about liners is they create that barrier between your foot and the shoe. But they're also helping that sweat evaporate faster.
Oh, that's great.
So you're kind of the two birds, one stone kind of thing.
So we've got silicone as the base and then the liner as like a
climate control layer.
Just control, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. And what's so cool is like insoles are
totally discreet.
Discreet? You can't even tell.
Nobody knows.
Right.
It's like a secret weapon.
It's like your little advantage.
Totally.
Okay. So we've covered shoe structure, insoles.
Yep.
Let's get to something I know we've all seen, but maybe don't fully understand. Antiperspirant for feet.
Yes. The video recommends using antiperspirant sprays or deodorants that are specifically for feet.
Okay, so they mentioned like dry aerosol sprays, clinical strength brands. Is there a different, like, do you really need to go clinical strength?
So clinical strength basically just means it has a higher concentration of the active ingredients, which are the chemicals that actually block the sweat.
Okay. So it's kind of like going from like regular strength Tylenol to extra strength.
Exactly.
You're getting more of what you need.
Yeah, you need that extra boost.
Got it.
Yeah. And then dry aerosols, those are great for people who don't like that like sticky feeling, of a roll-on or stick antiperspirant.
Yeah.
So they dry super quick.
Okay.
They leave less residue.
Yeah. But I guess my question is, I get how antiperspirant works on like underarms, but do our feet really sweat the same way?
That's a great question. And it kind of brings us to the science behind antiperspirants. So our feet do have sweat glands.
Okay.
Just like our underarms. But they're a bit different.
Okay.
The sweat glands on our feet are primarily eccrine glands.
Eccrine.
Which produce like a watery sweat.
Okay.
Mainly for temperature regulation.
So it's less about body odor and more about like...
Yeah, keeping our feet from overheating.
All puppies cool.
Exactly.
Got it.
Now, here's where antiperspirants come in.
Okay.
They typically contain aluminum-based compounds.
Okay.
That when you apply them to the skin, they form a temporary plug in the sweat ducts.
So they're not like stopping the sweat.
Right. They're just, it's not stopping the production.
Blocking it.
It's just blocking it from reaching the surface.
Okay.
So like imagine putting a tiny little dam.
Oh, I like that.
On those sweat rivers.
That's a great image.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Right.
So I've heard people say that you should apply antiperspirant at night.
Yeah.
Does that actually work better?
It can. Yeah. The reason for that is because when you apply it at night, you're less likely to be sweating.
That's true.
So it allows the antiperspirant more time to like form those plugs.
That's not interesting.
And be more effective.
So you're giving it like a head start?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a head start.
Smart.
So the video also emphasizes, choosing the right type of antiperspirant for your needs.
Right.
Some are formulated for sensitive skin. Some have, added fragrance.
Sure.
Some are designed specifically for feet.
So it's like finding
the perfect pair of shoes.
A perfect pair, yeah.
You have to consider all the factors to get the best fit.
All right, so we've tackled the core hacks, but the video also throws in some bonus tips that I thought were pretty insightful.
Oh.
Things like good foot hygiene with antibacterial soap.
Important.
Now, I'm a big believer in washing my feet.
Good.
But why antibacterial specifically?
Well, because when our feet sweat, it creates this like warm, moist environment.
Yeah.
It's basically a playground for bacteria.
Ooh.
Right? So using antibacterial soap helps to eliminate that bacteria. Reduces the chances of, odor and infections.
Right, like you're taking out the trash.
Exactly, yes. Before it starts to stink up the whole house.
Exactly.
And speaking of keeping things fresh,
the
video also recommends carrying backup shoes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Especially if you know you're going to be doing a lot of walking or dancing.
This is where I'm guilty.
Yeah.
I'll wear the same pair all day. Even if my feet are screaming.
It happens.
Right.
But having that backup pair.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like flats or sandals.
Yeah.
It can be a lifesaver. Allows you to give your feet a rest, air them out.
It's like a little pit stop.
Yes, pit stop for your feet. And then the last thing the video touches on is something I think we often overlook.
Okay.
The season.
Oh, interesting.
They mentioned it was filmed during a Kenyan cold spell.
Okay.
But even then,
yeah,
they were still emphasizing sweat management.
So it's not just a summer problem.
It's not just a summer problem.
Oh, wow.
Nope. Yeah. Sweaty feet can happen any time of year.
That's true.
And certain types of footwear, like boots or closed-toe shoes, can actually trap more heat and moisture.
Making it worse.
Making it worse, yeah.
So it's all about being prepared.
Right. Be prepared.
And having a plan.
Have a plan.
No matter what.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
The weather, the occasion.
It's about taking control.
Taking control.
Feeling confident.
Confident in your own skin.
Right.
Or should I say, in your own shoes.
Love that. You know what I love about this deep dive?
Yeah.
Is it's not just about high heels.
Right.
These hacks can be applied to like anything.
Any type of footwear.
Right.
Any situation.
Where sweaty feet might be a concern.
That's what's so great about practical advice.
Right.
It often like transcends the specific problem.
Totally.
Becomes something much more universal.
It's like those life lessons.
Exactly.
That you learn in one context, but they apply to so many others.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
So this deep dive has given us the how.
The how.
Uh-huh.
The tips.
The practical tips.
The tricks for management.
For managing sweaty feet.
Sweaty feet.
But it also raises an important question.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
What about the why?
Ooh. Okay, what do you mean? So we've learned all these great ways to like, you know, manage it. But is there more to it than just, you know, just sweat?
Well, that's the thing about deep dives, right?
Yeah.
They often lead to more questions. That's true.
Like what causes some people to sweat more than others?
Right. Yeah.
Could it be genetics? Diet?
Yeah.
Stress levels?
Oh, for sure.
You know, there's so many factors.
Yeah. I feel like I definitely sweat more when I'm like stressed out.
Yeah.
Like my body's saying, hey, things are a little intense right now.
Right. It's like your body's way of communicating.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how interconnected like our physical and emotional states are.
Totally.
And when it comes to sweating,
yeah,
there's still so much that we don't fully understand.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
I guess that's why I really appreciate that this video, it doesn't just offer like those quick fixes.
Band-aids.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes you think bigger.
It encourages you to like explore further.
So for our listener out there who's ready to take that next step, where would you recommend they start?
Well, I mean, there's so much information available online, you know, even from medical professionals who specialize in hyperhidrosis. One thing that might be helpful is to start keeping a journal.
Okay.
You know, like track when you sweat, how much you sweat, note any potential triggers.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Almost like being a detective.
Be a detective.
For your own body.
For your own body.
You know.
I love that.
And remember, you don't have to go on this journey alone.
Right.
There are online communities, support groups.
Oh, of course.
Where people share their experiences and tips.
It's a good reminder that even though it can feel like really personal,
you're not alone.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
And that can be so empowering.
Totally.
Oh,
totally.
yeah.
Yeah. So we started with high heels.
We did.
And ended up like on this whole journey of sweat and science and self-discovery. I love that.
Right.
It's all connected.
And I think most importantly, we've learned that there's always more to learn.
Always more to learn.
Our bodies are so
they're complex
and fascinating.
Absolutely.
And sometimes just like little curiosity can lead to some pretty incredible,
some major
discoveries,
breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe our listener will uncover the next big thing.
Great.
In sweat management.
That's what I love about knowledge. It's always like
it's always evolving. Yeah.
And we all have the power to.
We can all contribute.
Yeah.
That's a great note to end on.
It is.
The power of knowledge, community, and a little self-exploration.
Beautifully said. That wraps up our deep dive on
conquering
sweaty feet.
Sweaty feet.
Thanks for joining us on this unexpectedly fascinating journey.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great. Thanks, everyone.
You've been listening to The Deep Dive because understanding sweat is the first step to thriving. Remember to subscribe, share, and connect with us on Hyperhidrosis Awareness Kenya's socials. Together, we can stay cool, confident, and unstoppable. Until next time, keep shining. No sweat.